Hi, this is Peter. Welcome to Beyond the Game Pole. This is going to be the first in a series of instructional videos I plan on doing about fishing in general, taking it from the beginner standpoint. And from the beginning, one of the first things we need to talk about is etiquette. It's simple as just being respectful for each other. But in this day and age, sometimes it, does good to actually speak about it and let people know a few things. Okay, the first thing about being a responsible fisherman that I think everybody needs to know is respect the other fishermen. Give them room to fish. Don't come up on them asking a million questions. Don't come up on them and fish right beside them. Just give people room. Case in point, about 2 years ago, I was fishing on the beach. I had some guy walk a half mile or more down the beach, open area all the way between me and where he started from that he could have fished at. He set up about two rod lengths away from me and cast over my line. Now, I don't own the water. I know I don't own the water. But that is just the wrong thing to do. What you should, and you expect that on a party boat or on a pier, you will be elbow to elbow. But there was no reason to be elbow to elbow. Give the guy some space. Give him some room. If he'd have set up, say, 40, 50 yards away, I'd have been fine with that. If he'd have set up even closer than that, I would have been fine with that. But not where you're casting over my line. That's something wrong with that. Okay? There is a way of asking people how the fishing is without going over and looking in their bucket to see if they caught anything. That's another thing that's happened to me. And it's really, in my opinion, a big no-no. Don't open my cooler. Don't look in my bucket. Don't pull my fish stringer up. As you walk by, say, how's fishing? Caught them all. Leave any for me. Doing any good? Something like that. Acknowledge the other fisherman's presence. Let him know you know he's there. Continue on to wherever it is you're going to go to. And if he wants to show you or engage you a little bit, he'll do it after you acknowledge he's there. Many times I've told people fishing's great. They're biting on this. I've held up a stringer. Stuff like that. Of course, there's times where I don't have a stringer. I do catch and release. That leads us into something else. It's okay to keep fish. Don't let anybody tell you it's not okay to keep fish. I keep fish. But only keep what you're going to use, preferably fresh or as fresh as possible, like when you get home or the next day. There are a lot of fish out there, and fishing is so easy. Not bringing home 100 fish and putting them in your freezer means that you can go out tomorrow. It also means that there will be fish later on to catch. Be careful when you release your fish that you're not keeping. Be gentle with them. Don't toss them hard into the water. Lob them over your head. There's no call for that. Respect the fish and make sure that they survive for others to catch. That's something I see a lot of YouTubers not doing. There's this one guy, I'm not going to call any names, and I'm not going to do any specifics, but when he releases a fish, he's already up on a fishing pier. So he's well above the water. Then he takes this fish and he goes like this, and the fish flies up in the air over his head, over the railing, and then splash down. You can hear it hit hard. That damages a fish. Think about it. Have you ever done a dive off a diving board and did a belly flop or something like that? Hurts, don't it? That would also hurt that fish. So respect the fish a little bit too. Don't trespass. That's a big one in my book. You'll see a lot of YouTubers out there, they get caught trespassing, they get checked for trespassing. Oh, I didn't know, I didn't see signs. Somebody owns the land. I don't care where you are in this country, somebody owns the land, or somebody is responsible for the land. It could be owned by the government, could be public land, could be Bureau of Land Management, could be whatever. Could be the local library has a pond next to it. But the local library is responsible for that. And if they don't want you fishing, then don't be fishing. Ask permission. If you're not sure about a body of water, like, you go up here to Santee Cooper, which is public lake. You're at a public boat landing. Yes, you can fish there. That's pretty obvious. But if there's a house and you kind of walk over behind the house, that landowner owns all the way up to the water line. He may not want you fishing in his backyard. Or if you go ask this guy, he may say, yeah, I got a dock out there. Why don't you go out on the dock? It's not that often that it happens, but if you're polite and you ask, at least you're not out there getting arrested for trespassing. It's a big thing. I own my own land on my pond, and I don't want anybody out here fishing that I don't know, that I haven't invited. So, I understand that point. I also understand the need to be able to go fishing. So there is some leeway there. And if somebody were to come ask me, especially if I know you, yeah, I'd let you come out here and fish. I've let people come out here and fish before. Respect the environment. This is another big thing. Don't leave your trash laying around. Don't leave monofilament laying around. Try and take your lures back with you. You use plastic worms, stuff like that. A lot of times you'll lose something in the water. You can't help that. That's just there. But if you can reach it, if you can pick it up, if you brought it with you, take it back home with you. Dispose of it properly. Right before I get back to my house, there is a convenience center, which is part of our landfill program, that out here for us in the country, we can take the trash to, and there you go. A lot of the times, if I'm coming back and they're open, I'll dump stuff off before I get home. And respect the other wildlife, okay? Respect the wildlife out there. There are fish, there are ospreys, fish eagles, different things that eat fish. There are herons, there are turtles. You're going to hook a turtle sooner or later. There's no reason to kill it. If you can get the hook out of it, get the hook out of it. If not, cut the line. Turtle can throw a hook pretty easy. They really can. There may be a chance where you cast out salt water and a seagull comes by, grabs that thing midair. I have had it happen. You may be, I've had it happen. Reel it in. Get the hook off of it as best as possible, release it. I've had ducks swim by, get caught in my line, get hooked. I've had to reel them in, get the hook out, release it. Be as gentle as possible, be as nice as possible. Try and avoid it, don't cast over it. If you know there's some ducks swimming over there, maybe fish over to the other side, and then once the ducks move, fish there. You're going to disturb the herons, you're going to disturb things like that. It's just par for the course. And by the same token, there are animals out there that are dangerous. If a large gator comes up into your fishing area, best for you to go ahead and pack up and leave. If you run into a cottonmouth snake, be sure you can identify your snakes. There are water snakes that are harmless. But if you run into a cottonmouth, by all means, protect yourself. Try and back out of the situation because it's his environment and his home too. But do not let it get you. Do not let it bite you. If you are in a situation where you have to, by all means, dispatch it. And if you're in a public park and you can come up with something like that, it may or may not be legal. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, but myself, I'd make sure no kid gets on it. Done so at my fishing club. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions or any comments or anything you think I left out, please put it in the comments. I'll do my best to read all of them. I may not reply to all of them, but I'll do my best. I may even do a video reply on some of them as a future video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.